So this is a different video than normal. It's more of an artsy project video I've been working on for the past week, but I want to show you how I turned this aluminum sheet metal into this, the Quiet Riot 1983 Metal Hell Stan Watts mask. So there's a few reference photos that I used in order to create my mask. I found the photos at bid.juliansauctions.com. So I'm using the photos based on that because it's the original. Why wouldn't you want to use it? I'm not using the mask from the music video because in the music video, the mask is completely different than the original, and you can see some extras with their own mask and it's completely different. So I'm just going to base it off of the original with the measurements and everything. Just get as close as I can to that. So I wasn't initially planning on making a video at all until after I got my first set of materials, but my very first step I did in making the mask was I made a paper version of it. So here's the first paper version I made. Obviously it's huge and blown out, but I did that on purpose so I can get all the details and everything, and then I would draw a second version that was much smaller and would be the one that I actually used when cutting out the mask and making it. So this is the second paper mask that I used. I originally had it smaller, and then I added little notes like make it wider and make it longer and, you know, fold here for the nose and things like that. Just little reference notes to make the mask better. Okay, so hopefully that explains the lapse of my video because I didn't film until after. But yeah, that's the paper mask. That's the step one I did. So I just got back from the hardware store. I got a chain, some sheet metal cutters, little keychain ring, some wires, duct tape. They didn't have aluminum sheets like I wanted, so I got this aluminum stovepipe, so that might work instead. I got 3 of the big ones, 1 of the small, just in case if I mess up. And then the other thing I have to be careful with the aluminum piping is because it's so thin and everything, and it's metal, it is really sharp. And all this crap just for a mask project was like 96 bucks. Total ripoff, I'm an idiot. I traced over my little stencil. And now we're going to cut out the sheet metal. So I'm just adding a little bit more metal on the side. I know based on the original mask, it has more metal here that's clamped over and everything. I'd rather just have more metal to work with and cut away than not have enough. So I didn't film myself cutting the mask or anything like that, but basically all I did was cut my stencil out, add the nose piece, and add the wires that connect the noses to the eye hole. So this is what I got so far. It's not done at all, but it's just a baseline of the metal and everything cut out. And then this top part here, it folds over, and then the back piece, I need to add that and change everything. So I've been slowly dulling the shine of the aluminum on the mask, and I've just been taking a lighter in my bathroom and lighting it on fire. Not the smartest idea, but I'm doing it in the bathroom because if this catches on fire with the tape on it, I could just pour water on it and have the fan going on. Again, probably don't do it at home, even though I'm doing it in my home. And I burned my fingers multiple times doing this because I'm just so smart and so cool. And then all I do is just kind of smear the burnt whatever around and dull it out. So there you go, a little bit more burnt out. It used to look like this. And I'll just keep working on dulling it out and whatever I can do. Probably should wear gloves. And there you go. Mask is somewhat dull. I'll keep working on it. I'll try different techniques to make it more dull and stay duller. So this is the mask currently, what I got so far. I got some more items. I went to Ace Hardware nearby. Got a better chain, more authentic to the original. Got some copper paint, dark blue, navy blue spray paint. Nice little satin clear coat. Got some scrub brushes with different, or steel wool with multi-grade. Some sandpaper, some nice little nails, 2-inch cheap paintbrush kit, a stick lighter, just so I don't burn my hand as much with the regular lighter, some shoe goo. So yeah, that's just a little update on supplies. So really, I just want to get more details with the mask and everything, light it on fire, clear coat it so that this like soot stuff actually stays and doesn't rub off. The blue and the copper paints just to add little details, just like the original. It's not gonna be 100% perfect, but I'll do my best. So I lit the mask on fire some more, and then I added a clear coat and let it dry for about an hour, just so I can keep some of the soot and the stains and everything from the fire into the mask as best as possible so it doesn't rub away. What I'm gonna work on now is more of the back details with the headpiece and everything and have it connect with the chain and everything. I gotta make another metal piece for the back, and I'm gonna use some coat hanger. There's nails right here and right here, and it looks like the nail sits right here and then drops down and then curves up like a J. So I gotta bend this nail. This is a 2-inch nail. And then at the very end, I'll do finalized little blue paint, glue marks, tape marks, the copper paint color, all the random little crap everywhere. Okay, so I got some scrap aluminum. I'm gonna use it for the back of the mask to connect everything, you know. I'm guessing what I need is from where the hairline starts, or what's left of it, to the middle of the back of my head. Middle of the back of my head. Right about there. So about 10 inches. So I got plenty on the sheet metal. Okay, so we got a rough size of what we need to cut out. I used also my little paper model I made way earlier for a reference. And there we go, back area. Okay, so I got the back piece right. I folded it up so I can have it fold over the coat hanger wires. And if you look on the back, it's got this like weird kind of shape to it in the back. And I just kind of copied as best as I could see it. And then just to help me out, just to make sure it's as good as I can get it, I drew a little diagram of the wires so I could just bend it by looking at where it went and whatever. It's got the 2 wires hanging off like that, the weird bent stuff in the back, and then the 2 front here connecting to the top of the mask through a hole in the back. And then there's a clamp over it. And then I'll have to clamp it over this to keep this in place. So we put the little back coat hanger wire through a hole in the back. And then what we gotta do with these little antenna pieces is just bend it this way and bend it this way and have this roll over it. So we got one of them bent, now we gotta do this one. So something like that. I don't know how well you could see it. So we put it in, got the angle sort of where my head is. I put it on my head and bent it. It's pretty painful because it's metal against my skull. Now what I got to do is take this piece and then the ridges I made earlier, the little side walls, is fold it over on the coat hanger itself on the outer area. Okay, so that's what we got so far. I got to clamp it down more on the wire just so it stays put. I made some little slits on the side to help kind of create areas where I can clamp it down onto the wire. See right here? Like that. And then now all I got to do is add the chain and everything and the little nails on the side, little details with that. There's a little circular loop metal piece that's on the side. Repaint and then add the paint and then sealer and I should be done. Okay, so I just bent this nail in that little kind of hook shape, some pliers. It's a little bit smaller than the original. I probably should have went with the 2.5, but it'll still work. The nail, right? And we're gonna put it on the side right here. Nail head goes in towards the body. Okay, so just like that. And then we'll clamp the side. And there we go. One of the nails. Now we gotta do the other side. Nice little bent nail. So we got both nails on. There's the first one I did. There's a second one. Now we can start adding the chain. Okay, so here's the original chain I got, the gold one. Here's the new one I got yesterday. I feel like this one's a little bit more closer to the actual chain in the picture compared to this one. So I'm gonna use this one. So I'm just gonna feed it through right here. Do the little W kind of shape, M shape, whatever, and then just match the photo and try to get a good enough length that I can wear the mask. And I gotta cut the chain too. Okay, so I got the chain and the back piece on now. I didn't follow the chain exactly like the photo of the original. I did hook it here onto the nails and on the side here and fed it through the top here. That's the same. The only problem is once I got to here with the little like ring loop, key loop thing, I couldn't really tell exactly what was happening with the chain. I didn't know if there was like a third chain here connecting and then a tail end one that dangled or whatever. So I just did whatever. It fits on my face, sort of. I still gotta paint a little bit of it and add more glue and scuff marks, but this is basically it. Okay, so now I'm gonna paint the blue and the copper kind of specks out all over the mask, you know, like there's little like streaks and everything. So I'm just gonna kind of replicate that. It's not done yet. I'm going to let the paint dry with the coat and everything and then just kind of dull up the blue and the copper and make it kind of more faded into the mask. I'm just going to let it dry for a few hours or so and then get back to it. So my final steps, I scuffed up the blue paint and the copper paint. I burned the mask on fire a few more times just to add kind of more of a darkness. I even took some nails and just kind of carved the side here just to add more depth and texture. So this is the final product of the mask. I think it turned out really nice. So yeah, I did my very best to make it as authentic to the original as possible. There's a few nitpicky things, you know, like the color back here should be all copper. There should be a green thing right here. It's a little bit too dark, you know, the paint should be here and here instead of here or whatever, you know what I mean? And of course you gotta try it on, right? Otherwise you guys would be mad at me. I also got some teal scrubs, my red leather jacket, and my mask. So I wanted to recreate the photo for my skateboard company. For those that don't know, my skateboard company is Funny Farm Skateboards. I'll link it below and everything. If you want to support it, you can. That'd be cool. It's just my independent company, just me doing it. I just love skateboarding and want to do my own art and everything. Please follow and support Funny Farm Skateboards. It would mean a lot to me. Okay, so I just got done with the photo shoot and editing my photos. Here's some of the photos I took during the shoot. And then here's my final ad version for my skateboard company. I think the shoot and the mask and everything turned out really great. So I hope you guys like my video and everything. Please share it, subscribe, like, all that crap if you want. But yeah, this was a really fun project, so I'm really happy with how it turned out. And normally I hate my art, and I'll probably end up thinking this thing sucks in like a week, but for now, I love it. Anyway, you guys have a good day. Take care. Bye.